I see some of the normal faces out there in the crowd and a couple of newer ones. Um, just let me know how the sound is, if you guys can hear me, or if the music is too loud, please. It's good. All right. Thanks for that, King Raiden. Here we go. All right. So, for those of you that are new to the podcast here, just a quick explanation of how things work. This is not going to be a gameplay stream, and that little tiny window that you see on your screen that looks like somebody's playing, that's not us playing. That's just some old video to kind of make the screen not look quite as boring. But with the podcast, I do have some guests that are waiting in my voice chat to start discussing this topic, and it sounds like my dog is wanting to discuss it too. So I apologize for that. But this stream is here for you guys, the players, the community. I come up with some topics. A lot of the topics are recommended by you, and it's just kind of for us to sit and discuss. I want to hear your thoughts, your opinions, or if you have ideas, feel free to share them in the chat. I will do my best to cover as many questions or opinions as I can. And I do want to give a quick thank you to my moderators for this stream. You guys definitely help out a ton. Because I have a hard time sometimes keeping up with the chat, but thank you all for that. And this stream is probably going to be about an hour and a half long. And today's topic is free-to-play successes and tips. Now, I don't script anything. This is just natural conversation. I haven't gone over anything ahead of time with my guests other than just giving them the topic and making sure that they, fit the role of the guest for that topic. And I do have 4 guests that are going to be joining me today, and all of them are Champion League players that are also free to play. So one thing I do want to avoid, though, with this stream is I don't want to get into a debate over, free to play and pay to win. That's really not what the stream is here for. It's really to just kind of talk to some of the free to play folks who have been successful in making it all the way up to Champion League, and see what kind of tips and tricks they might be able to share with you, the viewers. There is quite a large part of the population in War Robots that either doesn't spend anything at all, or they're what some people call pocket change players. And whether somebody is a spender or a free-to-play player, it doesn't matter. We're all here trying to enjoy the game and have some fun. So even if you're not free to play, maybe you'll be able to pick up some tips here. With this podcast, you never know, because even the paid players, with the economy out there, it is tough. So, I am definitely interested in hearing from everybody. Now, a quick little bit about myself. Now, with my main account, obviously I do pay on my main account, but I do have a couple of alt accounts that are completely free to play, and one of those accounts is in Champion League. And I was able to get that account in about 2 months. It took me to get it into Champion League, completely free to play, and it was a struggle. I got there using like level 5 robots, but I've been in Champion ever since with it. I have no problem requalifying each month, but so even though I'm hosting, I've also felt the pressures and the different things with free to play. So anyway, I don't want to carry on too much. Let me go ahead and jump into my voice chat and get my guests into the stream.
Yeah, I was just
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, Chief.
Hey, Chief.
So,
Hey, Chief.
Howdy.
So, I want to thank you guys for being part of the podcast today. I know you're all outstanding players, and I know you guys can contribute some pretty good tips and share your successes with playing the game. You know, as somebody that doesn't spend, and but if you guys could just quickly introduce yourselves. We'll start with Jilly.
I'm getting choppy.
You sound fine to me.
Okay, well, that's good. What did you just say? You're going to start with?
You.
Okay, so that's why I thought I better clarify. I haven't seen my hanger pop up yet, but I probably missed that. I'm Jilly Bean 11. A lot of you are starting to know me. I'm a free-to-play player. I have bought premium twice in 2 years, so I can't say I haven't spent anything. But I have a lot of stuff. Everything's earned or won. I've never had to buy anything, and I'm doing pretty good. I've made it up to champs now. But it's my clan that helps me in all our squatting. When we squad, we generally rock out there, so we get lots of points, and that's what's moving me up to champs with what I have. So all good. And thanks, everybody, for being here.
And next up is Ben, otherwise known as BFG9 or Reconnecting.
Yeah, BFG9 in the YouTube chat and Reconnecting in the game. But yeah, I've been playing the game for, I don't know, 2.5 or 3 years. And like Jilly, I have bought premium twice ever. And I mean, I buy the 99-cent deals on occasion, but pretty much not very often. I don't spend a whole lot on the game at all. So I don't count as completely free to play, but awful close to it. Yeah, we've been boom here for how long now?
Since February, I think.
The months run together for me, so yeah. I don't know what about that. I lose track of time. But yeah, and yeah, kind in chat says I got a godlike in the shoots. I did do that. That's not introducing myself, but I just saw that, and yeah, I got a godlike in the skirmish in the shoots, and I was really proud of that.
Awesome.
And next up in my chat window order is AD Gaming.
Hello, Chief. Hello, everybody. I'm happy to be here. I started to play this game I played this game 5 years, almost 5 years. Only 3 or 4 months ago, I started to buy VIP only, and until then, I played a lot on the game, and I reached Champion League. I had only some of the view of the new meta, and on the recent by the on the on the same time I had only Inquisitor. That was my best bot, and with him I reached to Champion League. I was playing free for all mostly, but recently I playing a lot of this game, and I'm doing very well. I'm mostly playing solo without my clanmates, and most of what was that?
Hi, doggy.
That was my dog. He's a little jealous of the podcast, I guess.
Woof woof. He wants to be on the show.
Okay, and that's it.
Okay. And next up is Artemis.
I have been playing this game for about 1.5 years now, I want to say, maybe just a little bit longer than that. I'm in Boom with Chief and Ben. We do have a pretty good group of people. It is never boring around there. I have kind of along the lines of what Ben and Jilly said, you know, the little gold deals are pretty hard to miss, but I've never really spent a lot of resources in buying like a whole bot like, you know, when you get those offers or anything like that, it's just too hard to, you know, I have other budget needs as well. So, you know, a little bit here and there, but certainly nothing on the lines of what some folks do. That's me. I'm here.
It's so cool.
All right. Well, like I said, thank you all for being on. And so one thing that viewers are probably going to notice is that, you know, players that have played, you know, for years, you know, they may, you know, drop, you know, $1 here or $1 there on a gold deal or on a, you know, a few dollars to get some premium for a month. And, you know, my personal opinion on that is not paying to win. That is not, you know, anything like that. So, I mean, as long as you're not buying robots, you're not buying weapons, you're not getting, you know, full gear, you aren't, you know, dumping, you know, a ton of money into the game, you're pretty much a pocket change player at most. But, you know, for most people, I think in the game are, you know, going to be considered free to play, even, you know, if they got $1 gold deal, you know, 2 years ago. And I know some people might disagree with that, but that's, you know, I kind of wanted to capture what the majority of the War Robots population is like, and I think I was able to do that with these guests, so hopefully all of the viewers can understand that. And so, you know, all of us have made it to Champion League using, you know, a free play account or hangar. And, you know, there's definitely been some difficulty getting there for some of us. And, you know, we've all come across different tips, you know, on how to get, you know, how do we overcome, you know, those guys that do have the MK2, and that's, you know, and you really start facing that as you get up into Master League and higher. It becomes much more difficult to compete, I guess. So, I mean, what was, you know, if I could ask you guys, what was the number one thing that you think, just one thing, what was the biggest thing that you think helped you as a free player to be able to, you know, get past a big hump or, you know, really start progressing?
Who wants to go first? Becky, Artemis.
I can give a pretty good example. I mean, I think always what you get out most of what you put in. I mean, you've got to have the time to earn your silver and your resources and stuff like that. But I think, and this is, you know, whether you chase the meta or not, I know when I won an Ares in the Reddit giveaway a little while ago, that really did make a big difference in my hangar. Although, you know, there's been so many opportunities to earn things. My Kumio, when I got him back from, I want to say from crates for a while ago, I mean, to have a dashbot finally was back in that era so cool. But really, I think that moment where I won the newest meta bot, I was like, oh wow, this is, you know, don't hate me, but that was a real turning point for me.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I think the biggest turning point for me, I got stuck in high expert league for quite a while, but we started playing with Brian in chat, Dark Warrior, back in the day, and I was still high expert. We started playing with him, and just that getting thrown into champion and playing there helped build a lot of skill in the game. I wouldn't recommend trying to play in champion all the time because that's a little depressing, but yeah. And on Discord, send a picture of your hangar to someone and ask what they think and make changes if they recommend it. The higher league people, the advice they give on your hangar is not without reason. We've had people send screenshots of their hangars and they've got Molots on something, and we're like, switch those Molots out, and they're like, but the Molots are good. Like, no, the Molots are not good. We have reasons why we say to switch different things out, and talking to the pro players in the game, not the Ares trained people though, they don't count, as pro players. The people that run 3 areas, they don't count. But
Right.
I'm talking the actual real skilled players like Brian and Sully and Kind in chat also. Those people, they can give good advice in your hangers, and it makes a big difference in how you progress. Oh yeah, and Brad says something about parting with my Kamiho. I was a big Kamiho player back in the day. I played my Kamiho a lot. I had 2.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't play mine all that much, but I do hear a lot of people that loved it. So I guess everybody has their likes and dislikes of bots or play style.
So, AD, what was a big thing that kind of helped you, really kind of get it and be able to, move up with pre-hangers?
Actually, on the first 2 or the 1 year, I did not know on which what I need to focus to level, what I need to level up. So I did not know. I did not understand very well the game. Many people still don't understand very well how they what they need to focus on. For example, many people don't know that they should focus on level up their weapons first, and not the robots, because the weapons, this is what you
That's a
give.
good tip.
That's what you give. That's what giving you the silver, much more silver, and sorry. And also, I did not know that the invest on sniper weapons, it's not worth it. I had 2 trebuchets and 4 geckos, and I did not know. I
Amen.
I thought back in the days it was cool. It sounds cool, but it wasn't the case. I did not know that I need to focus on Tara and Orcans and stuff like that. Brawling weapons. That's what I'm trying to say. You see?
For sure.
And many people still don't understand. I see many people I facing on versus people even on Champion League, and they don't know which weapons or robot they need to focus on. So that's the main point I wanted to say.
Right, and I'm kind of with you on that. My Champion League free-to-play account was my second account, so I kind of already knew and kind of had made those mistakes with my main account. So, I think that was one of the biggest things that helped me was, from day one, I knew, don't upgrade this Destrier because I'm not going to use it, don't upgrade these Molots or whatever it was. And, I knew what to target as far as weapons and even robots. And then that's just a huge help. Now, just kind of look over some of the questions here.
There was a good point that someone made, Chief, about that we don't seem to like players who pay into this game, and I just wanted to...
just going to read that one.
Okay, cool, yeah. I thought that was worth addressing.
Baba Check Plain Jane said that it sounds like we don't really like people who spend money on the game, and the question is, if we all went free to play, how would the devs be paid to come to work and keep the game going? And that's a great point. And we are not, I don't want you to get us wrong. This stream is not about, paying is better than, free to play, or free to play is better than, the non-paying players. Obviously this game would not be around for 5+ years had nobody ever paid for anything in the game. It does cost money for the company. It does cost them to develop it. And I personally, I mean, like I said, I have my main account is a paying account. And I have no problem, and I don't think any of the guests here have any problem with somebody who chooses to use their own income to pay for this game. You know, it's a form of entertainment, and when you look at it as entertainment, you know, even somebody that spends $200 a month on this game is really making out as far as how many hours of entertainment they're getting for their dollar. You're not going to find any other form of entertainment that's going to entertain you for as many hours, you know, for such a low cost. And I get it. Like I said at the beginning of the podcast, I don't really want to get too much into the pay to win versus free to play. I really want to focus on free to play, or people that don't really spend much at all, because that is the vast majority of players in this game. And you know, I think we can all benefit from maybe sharing some tips and ideas. And you know, with this podcast, I like to represent sometimes the underrepresented groups within War Robots. And you know, a lot of times free-to-play players, they get frustrated, and they don't get much representation, you know, on the bigger stage, I guess, you know, social media and whatnot. So trying to give a voice back to the majority of the community. Anybody else want to add to that?
I just think no matter if you're free to play, a pay to win, the game needs both of us to make it work and be the success, and let us all love the game and no matter how hard, we all have our different struggles out there. I've always with what I have, at whatever, and be happy with what I have, whether I win it, earn it. I'm happy getting. But I think it's my clan that kind of helps make it, you know, good. They're all mostly higher than me, so they've helped me in the tips of what to do and make me a better player. And
okay.
Yeah, and for sure, I'm not hating on the people that spend money on this game. I spend a little money on this game. I just can't really afford to spend more. I probably would if I could afford to spend more, but it's one of those things. I'm not hating on the people that spend money on the game. I'm just hating on the people that run 4 Ares. That's different.
That's a totally different topic, but
okay.
you know, even people within this guest group might have 4 or more Ares. So
Shut up.
I'm just saying, you know, even as a non-paying player, you can easily get 4 Ares if you wanted them.
And that was sort of the point I was making about, like, when I first got such a bot that just really changed the game, was that if you have to pay attention, you have to use your resources, you have to look for the giveaways, join the forums. There's, you know, a couple of different places online. There's the Facebook groups, there's the YouTube giveaways. There's so many ways to get some really cool things without paying for them if you just put a little bit of effort in it, you know. So that's
true.
I mean, Chief, look at, you're free to play. That account that you did, how many videos did you make when they were still doing that, where you won some really cool bots because you put the time and effort into it?
Right, and that's, you know, a lot of people, you know, giveaways, you know, is what you're kind of getting at. Giveaways, you can, you know, as a free player, that's, you know, just one more avenue for you to get either resources, robots, weapons, whatever it is, for free. And don't overlook it. And sure, not everybody can win multiple times, or sometimes, you know, you feel like you're just never going to win because you've, you know, put something in, you know, multiple times and you never got selected. But you know what, there's so many different giveaways out there, and you know, you're not going to get anything if you don't put in for it. That's the only guarantee. But yeah, I mean, and giveaways are not, you know, I mean, there's, you know, things that people aren't even aware of, you know, like every time Pixonic posts a video on their own YouTube channel, the first 10 people to comment under that video get 1,000 gold. I mean, how many people in chat, you know, watching this stream right now know that, you know? And if you know, don't know that, or you do know that, you know, it's not that hard to subscribe to War Robot's official YouTube channel and turn on the bell for notifications so that you know when they post something. And yeah, it's competitive. There's people all over the world trying to log in all at the same time. But I'll tell you what, it is absolutely possible to win that multiple times. I've done it. I don't even know how many times I've won the 1,000 gold. I mean, obviously I don't put in for it anymore since I was picked up by Pixonic, as a featured channel. But it's there, and that's just one more avenue. Free players or paying players, anybody, to just put in to get 1,000 free gold. Who doesn't want 1,000 gold?
Exactly.
So there's definitely some avenues to try and take advantage of. So don't try not to get frustrated if you don't get picked. Adrian every Sunday gives away 2,500 gold. Foggy Gaming, he gives away a bunch of silver every month for his video giveaway. So there's a lot of things out there. Just pay attention. And that's one tip. I think. I mean, I don't know if Jilly's ever won anything from the game. I know AD Gaming has. I know Artemis has. I'm pretty sure Ben has won either robots or weapons. But it's not uncommon for people to. I mean, they give away thousands of robots and weapons. So it's not like it's crazy to think you might actually win.
That's right. Well, there's so much out there, and it's just finding it and knowing how to get it, whether it's gold or robots or contests. There's even the art contests to win, for the skins, and win robot skills competitions, all kinds of things.
Right, and getting involved in the community, through Facebook, Reddit, YouTube, subscribe to the the featured channels. They do giveaways. As long as you have your finger on the pulse in social media, you're gonna find out about these giveaways. And it's not always, they don't always go through and pick like the best. Like a lot of times for like these art contests or things like that, it's not always necessarily the best one that they pick. It's how much work did somebody put into it,
right? Time and effort.
So
that's good.
And just something to kind of keep in mind. But let me see. I saw somebody here had a question. There was a couple of questions here.
Would you
talk about the resources to utilize as a free to play player? For example, producing components. That Trade is giving you each month. And that's a good point. That question was by Hang Lei, and that is kind of one of the tips I was hoping to touch on. But I'll go ahead and kind of explain what he's talking about. Every month they give a couple of weapons and a couple of robots components in the battle reward crates, and that's the one that you earn through honor points. And I don't want to get into the debate on how unfair it is in Champion League right now.
Right.
But, the fact is you are getting these things just for playing the game. And what Hang Lei is saying is take a look at what they're giving you for free. And if it's something you want or need, think about, making that in your workshop during that month, because it's going to help you get it faster. And, for example, he used the Corona. A couple of months ago, they were giving away Corona as one of the components. So if you were making Corona in your workshop and getting it through the battle crates, you're going to get a Corona pretty quick. So
sure.
I think that is an excellent tip.
I'm almost at my nemesis from last month. I'm at 9,400. All from free from clan squatting, and so and winning in chess and stuff like that. I'm almost at my nemesis. I'm just finishing off collecting it in the workshop now, but that's all free. So that's an awesome tip. There's lots of stuff they give you.
Looks like there was another question on there. Paxton Taylor is a non-paying player. How do you choose the best item to build or or build in your workshop, I think is what he was asking. And that kind of can go with the question that Hang Lei or asked, or the tip that he gave. If it's something that you can use, that does help you get that item faster, so if that's what you're looking at. But personally, the way I see it is I try to plan out my hangar. What robots do I want? What weapons am I going to need for those robots? Which ones can I get through farming gold? Which ones do I have to build in the workshop? And which ones do I already have and just need to level up? And that's kind of the starting point. And I think AD was kind of touching on that a little bit at the start when he was talking about, knowing what not to, spend your resources on, upgrading. You don't want geckos, you don't want trebuchets, because in Champion League, I mean, yes, they're there. A few people use them, but they're not very good. Okay?
Right.
So I think, try to think of what you want your hangar to look at or look like, and then, see what you have, what you need, and then just start one at a time. And, I would always start with weapons, the same way as, upgrading first, weapons. Because weapons get you the silver, weapons, weapons are everything in this game. But for the workshop as well, I would definitely start with weapons. A lot of people like building the robots, and that's fine, but you can get pretty far using even a lower tier robot as long as it has good weapons. And you can see that when guys like Adrian do his live stream with his clan Vox, and they throw old robots into their lineup, but they still win. Why are they winning? Well, most of them are running MK2 weapons or newer weapons, so that is a huge bonus. So definitely always focus on your weapons, but don't neglect. Sorry for the dog. Don't neglect your robots.
Now, is it good to be the two levels higher for the weapons? Is a good base than your robot, and then just keep upping your weapons and then go for your robot?
Go ahead. You had a question, or you wanted to say something, AD, and then I can touch back on what you were saying.
Yes, there is one more thing, one important thing about the test server. You can take part on the test server, and you can, if you make feedback and send it to Pixonic and post your video, you can earn 400 gold per week if there is a test server.
Right.
So it's very helpful.
That, especially to the group here. I mean, everybody that's watching here on YouTube, at least in chat and participating, they all have YouTube channels. Whether you've ever posted a video on it or not, if you're in chat right now talking, then you do have a YouTube channel, and you can, it's not hard. I think every device has software on it to record your gameplay. So, just hit record. It doesn't have to be a long video. Put it up there, fill out the paperwork at the end of the test server, put the link, and they will send you 400 gold. So that's an excellent tip there. And Jilly, were you asking, which is better? Is it better to have like a 2-level?
Kind of asking.
Well,
that's what I go for. But it's better to really hit your bots up to level 9 so you get your full speed out of them.
Okay.
I'm kind of butting in there, but if you can manage to get your bots up to 9 and then run your weapons as high as possible, that's really the best.
Right, and that's...
I feel like that's the best route to go there.
Okay.
I would agree with Ben. It's good to have your robots up to level 9 to max their speed. With the exception of robots that are not going to stay in your hangar.
That's true. Right. Yeah.
Any robot or weapon that is not going to stay in your hangar, it's not part of your long-term plans, don't upgrade it past level 6. I mean, really, getting any robot or weapon in the game up to level 6 costs very, very, very little resources. But above level 6, it starts getting a little more costly, and then especially above level 9 is when it gets ridiculous. But you definitely want. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say that's really good advice, because early on I have upgraded things that I just kick myself now and think, why would I do that? I'm never going to use that now, whether it's because it's just not very effective or because I just suck at it. It's like, okay, I wish I could go back and do that again, but that's what you guys are here for, so you can help us with that kind of thing.
Are you saying my level 8 Cossack was a waste of money?
How did you know about him, Ben? Oh my god.
Wait, that's my level 8 Cossack.
But no, I mean, obviously you don't want to waste too many resources, but at the same time, you do have.
Cutting out.
I'm cutting out. Oh, hopefully not too bad. But you don't want to neglect your robots to the point where you don't want level 12 weapons on level 3 robots that can't survive long enough to use them. I think that's kind of what I'm trying to say. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm just sorry. I didn't hear anything, and I saw Jilly dropped out, but hopefully she can hear us now.
I can hear you now. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, but we're not doing we're not doing a cell phone commercial.
No, it was totally robotic, and I missed most of what Artemis said, so I decided to hang up and start it up again.
Okay. And then there was another comment that somebody made. It's Tristan Rumpel Dunzis.
That's the guy, my clan.
Okay. He said, "Don't waste gold on upgrading." That's a very good point too. If you're free to play, everybody wants to have their best stuff maxed out. We get that. Most people are somewhat competitive, but don't blow your gold, especially now with gold being so hard to get and so little places to get it from.
Exactly.
And pilots are taking a ton of gold right now, which hopefully they will address that soon. But don't waste your gold with upgrades. I mean, it's real easy to just say, ooh, 350 gold to just finish it one day. Yeah, because then it's not just the gold that you're blowing through, you're also blowing through your silver, because in the amount of time that it takes you a certain amount of time to farm enough silver to do an upgrade to begin with. So every time you hit that gold to finish it, you probably haven't had enough time to make up that silver that you spent. So
Right. Be patient. Patience is a virtue. Famous saying. Be patient. Your stuff will come to you eventually.
Yeah, and that, I think, is where some of the players get frustrated too. When you first start, you see all this cool stuff out there, you see all these great players, and you want to be there right away, but it takes time. If you're not spending a bunch of money on resources, you just have to be patient and play and earn your silver.
Yeah, do it by playing. I agree. I actually had somebody in my clan say it in a way. They said, treat it like a business. Just think of what you methodically in your hangar. Only concentrate on what you're going to use. Don't go upgrading a whole bunch of stuff. Some people have like 30 pilots. Do they really need 30 pilots?
yes.
You only have 5. Well, I guess, yeah, some of you do. But I mean, I can't afford 30 pilots. I have 6. So, or 7 now, because I won one in the event. But yeah, they said treat it like a business and just really think about logically what you should upgrade and only focus on the few things that you need or what's going to get you higher in the game.
Right.
Don't get overwhelmed with deals that come in and you think, oh, it's only $6.99, or that's still putting money into it. You can earn that and win it for free. So why waste money?
Right. And that's good advice for anybody in the game, not just free players.
Agreed. Yeah.
I know even my main account, for example, before I had access to a BR account, I was, I wanted to make sure I had at least one of every single robot in the game. And I wanted, my long-term plan is to have them all at least to level 9 so that I can use them, because I'm comfortable using any robot in a game at level 9 in Champion League. It's not always as effective,
you do great.
but that's me. I'm trying to bring content to people, but in doing that, it really made my main hanger suffer. And only recently have I been able to focus on my main hanger on my main account, so that I can get my weapons finally up to level 12. And now I'm finally starting to work on my main robots to get them to level 12. And once they're at 12, then I'll just keep going. But yeah, I do still have a ton of pilots. That's just because I still use my main account for YouTube. But most people aren't in that position. But it's okay, just try to be realistic, I think, with what you're trying to do. Jillian has 6 or 7 pilots. That's, the ones that are, she's mainly focusing on. And that's fine. Just know your limitations. And that goes for resources, pilots, gold, silver. What level do you want your robots at? These are all kind of very important things to just kind of keep in mind. I don't even know where I was really going with that, but hopefully you guys got something from what I just said.
We did.
Okay. Hey, what's up, Lon? You missed the notification? Oh no, sorry about that, man. But thank you very much. And so, as far as tips for what about gameplay? I mean, what can somebody, that's a free player, because let's face it, a free player has a harder time making it up to champion. That's just a fact. Okay, and it's not that they have less skill. It isn't that paying players have more skill or anything like that. It's just the way the game is designed. A stronger robot is generally going to win against a weaker one. Not always, but generally. So, I mean, what are some things that, free players could maybe think about when they're playing the game or do differently?
I find the squatting with my clan mates is what's bringing my levels up. Teamwork, working together, watching them, learning from them, getting tips from them. And that's what's getting my levels up higher. You get like plus 57 clan points for a win, and so much than points.
Right, and that's a good point that you're making as far as squatting. If you're in a clan that and you have the ability to squad, which everybody should have the ability to squad, but it is helpful for somebody that is trying to go up in leagues for the main purpose that. If you're running with like just one friend, a duo, for example, even if you're dead last, you're not gonna see a minus 22.
Right.
It doesn't happen because you split the average between the two players, or however many people are on your team. So that is a huge deal when you're trying to get up the ranks. And AD mentioned another one that kind of goes along with that, but if you can't squad, he mentioned that he played a lot of free-for-all. And why is free-for-all a good way to move up leagues? Because the top 4 players in free-for-all are considered a victory, whereas only the top 3 are considered you get a whole team, but on a losing team in the beacon modes or TDM, the top 3 can get positive points still, but everybody else loses points.
Plus, free for all will teach you the limits of your bot, what you can accomplish, how well you can hide if you need to. I mean, it teaches you a lot of different aspects of the game that also help you in the other modes.
Yeah. And free-for-all teaches me a ridiculous amount of patience. I absolutely hate free-for-all.
I hate it too. I do too.
I cannot stand playing free-for-all. But that's me. It's not my playstyle. But Yeah,
It's an
I always
hide
have
and
a,
seek play.
what's
It's
that?
what?
Hide and seek play nowadays. Free for all.
Yeah.
I stopped playing free for all actually.
Because
It's a different
not
play
enough
style.
brawling.
I play only
yeah.
Beacon Rush because I don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
But they do say you get a lot of silver in free for all, right?
I
If
used
you're in
to.
those top
I
four.
used to. I can play free for all, but mostly I play on Beacon Rush because I don't need it anymore.
Well, and
I can play free for all, but it's become. It can be. Sometimes it can be boring nowadays. There are a lot of errors, but you can play TDM. TDM is also a good way to earn silver.
I like TDM a lot. We do that a lot in our clan.
Yeah, TDM is for some reason a little higher payout silver wise than the beacon modes. And the reason why free for all is such a high silver payout is because you get to reuse your robots so many times. So you generally will do more damage in, but you also have to deal with people that steal your kills, and that's kind of like the key to winning. So it's not for everybody, but it is an option if you're really serious about wanting to just move up ranks. That is an option. And just real quick, I want to thank a couple of donations that came in. Joe Kine, like he's just realized there's an explosion sound every time somebody donates.
That's nice.
Where has he been?
or he said he thought it was Jill's Wi-Fi giving up.
Yeah. Oh, Tristan, he's the one. Yeah, he donated some. Nice job.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Tristan.
And thank you very much for that as well. First time in chat, so hopefully you are enjoying it. And also Arthur, very much for no message, but keep in mind, other than blowing up and making a cool sound, donations are completely optional. I'm doing this no matter what, because I really want to help with the community. You guys need a voice, and I'm doing my best to give it to you. So try and get back on topic here. So there's different play styles. You want to be a little more conservative, I've found, which is a hard thing for me, because I'm a very aggressive player. The way I play, using my main account, I'm always the first one to mech out. I'm just very aggressive in my play style. I've had viewers, comment, hey, you're too aggressive. Yeah, I know. That's just how I play. I'm not trying
That's
to...
your play style.
Yeah, I'm not trying to stretch it out for the full 10 minutes. But, when I'm playing my free accounts, I have to, tone that down, because I don't have things like last stand, and that's kind of another thing. It's kind of another gold sink for players, is those premium modules. 5,000 per module is pretty steep. So, I don't have those on my free account. There are some free players that do have them. If they're pretty good at saving up gold, then some of them are worth buying. Some of them you can get by without. But as a free player too, with modules, you know what? It's what, 6 million silver, I think, per level for the silver modules, and they help. They're worth investing in if you've already got your weapons to a good point. But yeah, I mean, playstyle, definitely want to be conservative, because you are not as strong as some of the people on the red team. So you need to be a little more cautious in how you play. Also, but the thing is too, have fun, and I think that's probably the biggest thing that I could recommend to a free player or a paid player. Play in order to have fun. And the reason I say that is because as a free player, resources are tough. You don't have the silver bonus. You're not getting, a big payout. So the only way you're going to farm silver is by playing a lot, but you're not going to want to play a lot if you're just like frustrated and angry at the game. So try to have fun, even if that means you're losing a little bit more or not progressing as fast. the more you play, the more you're going to benefit, especially with this new, what is it called? Operations is coming out sometime in the next couple of weeks. That is a good deal for free players. And I know a lot of people are upset that there's a second gold line or whatever that people can pay for. You know, that's totally optional. But you know what? Just the free line, you're going to get loads of stuff. You know, good silver, good, you know, gold, good boosters, robots, you know. So take advantage, and it's going to benefit you more, you know, the more you play. So, you know, keep that in mind. So you do need to put in the effort to succeed, and that's kind of the same with any game, but especially as a free player in War Robots, you need to be willing to put in the time, you know.
Yeah.
Because you can't just hit that, you know, pay button and instantly have everything. So, you know, take your time, be realistic, set realistic goals, focus on where you want to go, and have fun getting there. You know, it is so much better to have fun, even if you know you're not necessarily maximizing the potential.
Yeah, I think we learn as we go as a free-to-play player. It's just having fun and happy with what you have, and like you say, setting your goals of what you want, where you want to be, and just going with that. You know.
Battle system. Somebody was asking Sonic addressing battle system on game fighting. Oh, yeah, that's honestly, I think it's been touched on by on one of the development streams. I don't think they're gonna separate it for the PC players, because they just don't have the population to support the separate modes.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on all this operation stuff. I gotta watch. So you say it's going to benefit with the free-to-play players?
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, it's going to be huge.
Okay, good.
So, I mean, if you guys aren't, if anybody in chat is also not too familiar with the operations stuff, AD Gaming, myself, there's tons of videos out, on YouTube that kind of explain operations, what you can get, how it's going to work. There's an entire line, takes 2 months, or you can work on it for 2 months to earn all of the free stuff in it, and it's all free on top of what you're already getting right now. They're not taking really anything away. You will lose one of the daily tasks, for the 30 gold, but that gets added into the free operation line, and you'll earn way more than that 30 gold per day. So as long as you play, but if you don't play, don't expect to, just don't expect too much, because it's a game, you got to play.
Right. Like you say, the time, the effort you put into it and playing is what's going to move you up. Have fun continuing to play the game. Don't get frustrated. Have patience.
And play with clanmates on Discord, because it makes it so much more fun that way.
Isn't it? That's what I say. The Discord is such a game changer in playing the game, but also the friendship building. It makes the difference in having fun out there. Even if you're losing, you're still helping each other, laughing with each other, swearing at each other. I don't want it. It's just,
Swearing with each other.
With each other, yeah. It's, always at the Reds, never at each other. With each other. But that's the Discord is the fun of the game, I think.
Yeah,
when
for
I
sure.
play solo or just play without Discord, it's so quiet and not boring. But it is boring. Yeah. But it's, the difference is Discord, I think, in the game, and everybody squad should be doing it on Discord. Makes such a difference.
Plus, it's a great way to get advice, whether you're new or you're not so new. You can always ask your clanmates who are doing really well. You can look at what they're running and talk to them about, And there's been matches where Chief very kindly points out some things that perhaps others could do better. And then you go, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. So couldn't get that otherwise.
Exactly. I've made a silly Mercury jump in, and they said, oh, you should have just waited until they were just the other side of the hill or something. And okay, thanks. So now I've learned something from a mistake I made after I died, but it's okay. But yeah, it's your clan mates. They help so much in the game. And if you have people that are better than you, then learn from them, watching them, follow them, run with them, heal them.
I think it's just kind of goes back to trying to have fun. This game is fun on its own, but like if it wasn't for my clan or getting on Discord and the community, I would have stopped playing it a long time ago. It doesn't matter how fun the game is. You start playing something over and over and over, and you're just by yourself. It can get boring, and you eventually move on. So. That's the community is huge with the game, and Discord can definitely help with that. Some people can't necessarily get on Discord either because their own circumstances at home, work, whatever the case may be. But for those of you that can, it is a big tool. So it's definitely one to benefit from.
We've actually had some people where they can't get on Discord due to their son sleeping beside them or whatever circumstances are going on. So we say, well, just come on and listen to us. You don't have to talk. At least then you're in the game and we're helping, and we know we can't respond, but we're saying, heal's coming up behind you. Or so the Discord still helps even if you can't talk.
Right, and that is a good point. Even if you're just listening and just hearing what your teammates are doing or what they're working on or what's developing that you may not be noticing, on your screen. It's a huge benefit to you when you're playing. It's going to help you win more games. When you win more games, you get more silver. You get more, battle reward crates. So that's kind of a big deal. And just real quick, I wanted to touch on, was it Jay Davi was mentioning Operation is going to be hard to get the stuff out of it. He would rather have his daily task. Just trust him. I don't know that any of us could really make a statement like that because none of us have used it yet. But I can tell you what the developers have told me, and that is that the idea behind the free line is it's pretty much based on what basically the average player, what they put in per day. So if you're able to finish that daily task every day, as long as you put that same effort in, that you'll be able to get at least that much of the gold or resources through the free line. Obviously, people that put in more effort will get there quicker and you'll get more. But I think that's at least their idea. Now we know that it's not live, miscalculations happen. So we're not going to know until it is live and we have a chance to test it out. But personally, I think it's still a big deal because everything you're getting out of there is on top of what you're getting already. So if you can't get that 30 gold average from the operations when it's giving, 200 gold here, 250 gold there. I mean, over a 2-month period of time, which is the amount of time they're expecting the average player to take to earn all that stuff, that's 2,500 gold. It's in there, at least this first operation that we're going to have. It's going to be 2,500 gold. And that's a lot more than you're getting now. That's all I can tell you on that. Anyway.
There was a question in the back.
you guys in keeping up with chat. I don't know how you do it.
It's actually a
trying.
skill here, trying to read, listen, type. It's like totally multitasking.
It is, but I'm holding my phone with one hand and typing with my right hand. It's very awkward.
That's what I'm doing. I got my phone in my left.
Someone had a question earlier about, and I this is funny. I noticed it because I did this morning about selling old weapons and bots for silver, and I know people. Well, I sold like 40 pins because I had like 80. I'm like, I don't want to sell everything because you never know what's going to get buffed or brought back as like the perfect bot to counter something else. But oh my god, I didn't need 80 pins, so I made like a little over $1 million silver from selling those.
Yeah, I know. I have all my stuff still, but because I haven't needed silver yet, I've just hung on to them. I think my inventory is at 170 bots right now, and I don't need 16 Natashas. But when I'm low on gold, I'll sell them.
I think it's like a decluttering. It's like, okay, even though I really can't see this, it doesn't need to be there.
No, it doesn't need to be there. I don't need 5 stuff like that. But no, like I say, when I need the silver, when I'm really down, then I will start selling. But I was just hoping for a giveaway that I could give to my clan mates and stuff. It just kind of sits there. But that's another way people sell their stuff to make silver.
Right.
That's another way to build up silver if you have stuff you're not using.
But be careful if it's something you've upgraded.
Right.
Past that level 6, I wouldn't recommend selling it. That's just
if it's out past it.
If it's or if it's the only one you have. Like, I never got a shoot, so I couldn't regret selling it because I never got one, but I have to hold on to one of something just in case they take it out of the game.
Yeah,
that's me. My Bulgazari, I have one of everything. Or not one of everything, but all that stuff, yeah.
Just want to give a quick hello to ninjas and
yay, ninjas!
in chat. Haven't seen him in a long time. He's a former clanmate and cousin of Ben, BFG,
cool.
Reconnecting, along with Chunky Chipmunk, who is also watching. And thank you again. Sell the Aries, according to Kine. Absolutely, I can agree with that. No, don't sell the Aries. I mean, unless you want to.
Yeah.
I'd say for sure keep one of everything around because, like Becky was saying, you might regret it. I sold my golem and now I don't have a golem, and I'm a little sad that I don't have a golem, even though it's kind of worthless. That's
still kind of cool to have one.
But I have a shoot with a chimera on it.
I bet Chief has an MK2 golem or two. Don't you?
No. Well, up until I think 3 days ago, the golem was the only level 12 robot I had on my main account. But now I have a level Fenrir and a level 12. What else? Blitz. Yes. So,
yeah.
But yes, I love my golem. He's a fun robot. AD, you're kind of quiet today, man. Still with us?
Yeah, it's 2 a.m. here. I'm trying to stay awake.
Oh,
as much as I can.
Okay, well.
But I'm listening.
He's trying to keep his eyes.
I just wanted to make sure we didn't lose you.
I just want to say one last thing that you forgot to mention about the pilots. It's very important not to boost your pilot. Just need to play. Don't use the gold to boost.
Right.
Only to promote.
Speed it
Even
up.
though the promote is too expensive, but you know what I mean. Don't use the gold to boost it.
Right. Yeah, just avoid spending gold for anything that speeds anything up, basically. Because
gold is too valuable.
Right, and pilots will level up over time, and like you said, they are expensive to promote. And you can trust me that we've all given feedback to Pixonic about that, and hopefully they will take that into consideration and make some adjustments. But who knows when that might happen?
Yeah, no, that would be cool.
And so I want to, if at all possible, I would like to. I know we've kind of covered things here and there, kind of all over, given a little bit of tips for getting resources, gold, robot, even full robots, giveaways and like that. Just don't give up on them. But I would like to kind of open up like a specific time for some questions that some of the viewers might have. Thank you very much, Stonewall, and
that's awesome, Stonewall.
it is our pleasure to put this together for you guys. Thank you all for participating. So,
Yeah, good job, Stonewall. He's my good friend.
Oh, yeah, I've chatted with him on Discord a little.
Yeah, he's got lots of little tips and stuff. He runs his plan, and we help each other as friends. And that's also how the game should be, is just give tips, help each other. Make everybody feel good and successful.
Make a comment here. Everybody should suggest to Pixonic to include power cells and chests. Getting really expensive. Yes, it is power cells. I know a lot of people were getting a lot of power cells and complaining during the two recent events. I was happy to be getting power cells because I go through them, and I'll tell you a little tip with power cells. Okay, this isn't going to save you much, but purchasing power cells at 3,000 gold or 3,000 power cells for 1,100 gold is actually more expensive than just using that 8 gold to use the ability.
I saw somebody mention that today, and I wondered, I had not done the math.
It is. It's like 2.5 per power cell to just spend the 8 gold to activate the ability. By 2.747747 to purchase the 3,000 power cells for 1,100 gold. It's not going to save you a ton, I know that, and it's another one of those kind of things that makes you shake your head and wonder why. Kind of like the workshop, right? Why does 3 days in the workshop cost more silver than 1 day? Nobody knows. It's just how it is. But yeah, so that is one tip with power cells. But I think Pixonic is listening to a degree as far as trying to get us more of these resources, more of the power cells, the operations. Once again, it's going to have power cells in it as well, and that's on top of what we're getting already in the battle reward crates. Is it going to be enough? No, probably not. I mean, for people that use them a lot, it's not going to be enough. You're still gonna. I mean, you're going to be expected to have to buy some, and I think that's kind of fair. If you want to use something a lot, that's optional, then you're going to have to pay some resources for it. But right now it is a little bit one-sided. So.
And again, you have resources out there to help you learn how to conserve them. Kitty did a good video on, I think it was Kitty, wasn't it? Wasn't it Ben Park who did a good video on how not to use them like I do, which is like they're freaking candy and they just disappear. So, yeah.
Use them wisely.
That was the only way to use them.
No, you have to use them wisely or they disappear fast.
Oh, I know that.
Fast enough. Yeah.
Right.
So do I really want to use it? But yeah.
But I can tell you, Meek, that things like when they make adjustments to to the game and they're adding resources or a new way of getting resources, things like this operations, it's probably going to take a couple of months of their own data collecting before they're willing to make any adjustments to it. So I'm hoping that it's going to help, but keep in mind that, they are completely data driven. Everything with them is based on the data they're getting from the computers and the servers, from everybody that plays, not just, some people. So it might take a little bit of time for them to compile the data and make adjustments.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
And when is this operations thing coming in?
5.3 update.
Okay.
So I don't expect that we're going to see it started the day we get the update. It's going to be like everything else when we get an update. It might take a couple of days for all the features to kind of find their way in, but it should be sometime within the next, I'm guessing, 7 to 10 days. It's a total guess, but I guess at least us iOS players will find out about a week after Android. They're usually the first to get it.
Yeah. Although they didn't. No, it was Game Room that was after iOS with the last update, right? Android first, then iOS, and then I think Game Room.
Yeah, they had some issues with the PC platforms. There were technical issues. I don't know if it was on Pixonic's side or Game Room or Steam, but there were technical issues that held that up like another 2 weeks. So hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Viewer Phil Jackson says Artemis sounds hot.
I know. Oh yeah.
Ha ha. Okay, fine. Turnabouts. Yeah, thank you, Jilly. Turnabouts and fair play. Phil is in our clan. Phil's been playing this game for, I don't know, a couple of years now. He's never spent a single cent. No, he's not in champs right now, but he skirts around the. He has, and he skirts around the edge of it all the time. And he does it by playing a lot, upgrading his weapons, and just using the resources that are available to him, making stuff in the workshop. I mean, he's a good example. He totally is free to play.
Well, see, it can be done.
Well, and the reason he can't stay in champion is because he's spending all that time chasing Artemis around.
I know, that's
playing.
Somebody's got to do the dishes, guys. Come on.
Yeah, that's Phil. While he's watching you play. Good job, Phil.
See.
Missing questions.
Yeah, the chat kind of jumps on me some. See, Surf L said, I run a traditional Falcon with Ember, Ghost Lancelot was Strider with Glory, Inquisitor can get Masters League. You know what? You can get through Masters League with almost any robot, as long as you learn how to use it, and two, you're dedicated to it. You get better the more you play this game. Some people say that there's no skill involved in the game. I will argue against that all day long because
there is 100% skill, and you're a good example. All you guys here.
So you can as long as you put in the effort, you learn, you will get the skills and you will be able to get it. But be ready for Masters League because starting at Master 3, you start going against champions on a regular basis. So you are fair game for all the champions, and it's tough. But you know what? There are ways to get through those leagues. You can use different things to help you play at off hours if you have the ability to do so. What I mean by that is non-prime time hours. Obviously Friday night is everybody playing, so that means all the strongest people playing too. But you know what? Sometimes if you have could get in a couple of games in an early afternoon, sometimes you have a little better chance of winning. So those are things to just kind of keep in mind.
Actually, I started a record of our nights of squatting. Nights, afternoons, late night. What is the best? Just to night fighting. So I mean, we're finding certain nights are not good.
My dogs.
That's okay. We all love the dogs. That's okay. Yeah, so really noticing that different nights that you play really makes a difference on who you're up against. So kind of taking note of the times you play makes a difference whether you're going to win or lose. I don't know if everybody else feels that too, but we just noticed in our clan, so I started writing a little note and check marking Tuesdays are not good, Wednesdays are good, or late night Wednesdays, and I don't know if that makes any difference to me. Although we still seem to squad. Hi, puppy. Woof woof.
You can still hear him. He's
Just a little bit.
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, just a little.
He's a big bear. He's just got a loud bark. But the other thing to keep in mind when you're squatting too is the squad size and who you're squatting with. Try and find somebody with a hanger that's close to your same level, because you don't want to squad with somebody that is high champ maxed out gear and you have level 6 robots, because you're not going to be helping each other out at all. But if you have two players that are of similar level and you squad, you have a chance of coming in number 1 and number 2. Matchmaker will work a little more in your favor. Now, when you start squatting with 3 or more people, that's when you have to be cautious, because then you're considered a large squad and you can go against other large squads, which in most cases are going to be those top clans running the maxed out gear in a full squad, and you're going to get wrecked. So you need to be just aware of that. And also when you're playing, everybody wants to win, so I'm not going to tell you not to try and compete, but what I'm going to tell you is, at least the way it is right now, you get rewarded for damage in most of the modes. Okay, you get rewarded for damage, so you want to always play to try and be in the top 3 damage. That way, even if you lose, you're still gonna gain points, and that's kind of important. It's going to help you always to be moving forward. Let's see.
It looks like Michael Thompson wants some attention.
Michael?
How do we feel about a bot that can create other bots to fight for it?
He's asked me that before.
Yeah.
There's just so much involved with that idea. I can't even wrap my head around with it.
I don't know about that.
There's another app, I forget. Oh, it's not Mech Battle, but there is another robot type game that has little drones that actually fight alongside you, but I don't really know how much they do.
Yeah, I've heard something about that too. Kind of weird, but
Man.
Michael Ward.
Chief, yeah. Tristan had a good point about playing the maps by yourself. That's a really good way to learn the places to hide, the structures you can shoot over and not get hit, where you can jump and land, and how not to continually jump off the bridge on Castle.
Absolutely.
Not that I've ever done that.
I go into custom all the time with any new bot or any new map, or just to test it out and master it. So when I go into battle, I feel comfortable with knowing my limitations and my abilities. So yeah, customs is a really good place to go by yourself, just to practice.
And that is a good point. With any robot, especially a new one, go into the custom game mode and play with it. Also, take a look every couple of weeks in the custom game mode and see what's in Hangar X. They do update and change Hangar X periodically. And if you're wondering, do I want to get a Mercury, or do I want to get or build a an invader, check Hangar X. If it's in there, go in there and play it, test it out. That way you're not, because everybody might love the Fenrir, but I can tell you, as somebody that does love my Fenrir, it is not a bot for everybody to play.
Right.
Some people, they were so excited to finally get one, and then they start leveling it up, and they're like, oh, now I got this level 12 Fenrir, and I hate it. But
it's like watching Concrete set. It did, like, kind of had a good point earlier. He said Fenrir moves? ? Sorry.
But also AD Gaming mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, go on to test. Not only can you get that gold from the test server and submitting a video, you can also test nearly every robot and weapon in the game. It's completely free. You can download it, get on test, and go play. It's not always the most complete. It's not always bug-free, but it's something else for you to make decisions on as a free player, because making a bad decision in this game can cost you a lot. So
yeah, that's a good way to test out stuff before you waste your time and resources.
Let's see. Flame weapon. Criminal Gaming says flame weapons, purple shields. Correct. Absolutely. They do 100%. I recommend that you sit at that 600 meter max flame range and shoot every area. No, I'm just kidding. No, they don't. Nothing goes through the shield. So unfortunately, no, that is not correct. I don't know if you were joking or not. I just wanted to answer the question. Any idea when Fenrir will come to the workshop? Sometime within the next month or two, I'm guessing. Fortunately, no solid date.
I ate fins for breakfast. That's just a comment, not my comment, but
You must have some really tough teeth if you eat Fenris for breakfast.
I think so.
What's up, Islander? Sorry, just saw you popped in chat there. Weren't working too hard.
Hi, Islander.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a little side note for anybody that was wondering why I have 2 trebuchets on my Falcon. They're placeholders because that is a traditionalist Falcon. I just wanted to make sure nobody thought I was running trebuchets on the Falcon.
Camper.
The trebuchets are essentially worthless.
Camper.
No, they're placeholders, so it doesn't say you have bots aren't fully equipped.
Yeah, that's because people say, oh, take your stuff off because you don't get caught on stuff and you don't have the damage if they pop off, which I don't think happens very often. But then, yeah, it screws up your upgrades.
Well,
Yeah, it's annoying to have
if you rely on recommended upgrades, yes, I understand what Artemis is saying. The game recommends the next, cheapest upgrade in your hangar. So if you're missing them, it's gonna just tell you have to equip something before they could recommend an upgrade. But they do catch on things, and I think the biggest reason to actually have them equipped on a robot that's even traditionalist is so that they don't know it's traditionalist.
Right, okay. That's actually a really good point, because I can never tell when I see them if they have all the weapons on them. I don't know yet, but I don't know how you can tell if it's a traditionalist or not.
Just shoot it, and if you don't do much damage...
And if it doesn't die... Because I tend to, when I see a Falcon now, I'm like, oh no, that's almost seeming like one of the hardest bots to bring down. Just so hard.
They are tough.
Yeah, you can give all you've got to them, and their health bar just down a little, so they move away and try and go for somebody else.
And so when you see one actually go fangs out, you're like, yes, I can kill that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dumb move, person, right? They put the fangs out, and you're like, okay, everybody on them.
Yep, I want to put it in a museum every time I see a fangs out Falcon. Right after I kill it, of course, but...
There you go, yeah.
Hang its dead carcass in a museum.
With the Falcon, I've had a hard time piloting that one, so I put it in my hangar a couple times, and every time after 1 or 2 battles, I'm taking it back out again. So I don't know what's wrong. I have a hard time.
Not every robot or playstyle is for everybody, and the Falcon, especially a traditionalist Falcon, is a pure tank robot.
Okay.
Does not do much damage. It's not there for damage. It's there simply to be a target for people to shoot at. So
okay, yeah, no, so best is to, if you see one, a traditionalist, to move away from it and go for somebody else.
well,
I mean,
no,
to a point.
Well, or I mean, don't engage if you can't. You know, I mean, that's kind of, unless you know it's gonna cost you the match. You want to, you know,
Right.
only
so, yeah,
engage
determining
you
where
know,
you're at.
right.
And
but-
what if you have 2 or 3 of you, you're on Discord and you see one? Is it good to just focus on killing them first?
Yep. Can't answer that because but in general I would say yes. If you have people to help you kill a traditionalist Falcon, then you should all focus it at the same time. Get rid of it, otherwise he's just going to be a nuisance, and he will push his way around on, you know, beacons and end up turning them. But there are counters for a traditionalist Falcon, Aljune, Vipers, you know, to name a few. So any robot running Vipers, or and it's not just Vipers, it's any corrosion weapon will eat through any robot that it has high damage resistance, because the corrosion ignores the damage resistance. So they're very helpful. Glory is another really good weapon to take out the traditionalist Falcon. My Fenrir running a Glory and 2 Storm just goes right through them. So
Also the death mark, Chief.
yes,
yes, that's smart.
if you have the
It's
power
enough
cells.
that one pilot activate this module, and everyone can shoot on this Falcon.
Yes, if
You
you're
need
on
only
Discord,
one to activate this death mark.
That is true.
Yeah, I think you have to communicate and the person say, okay, pick the guy they're going to death mark, and everybody focus on getting that guy. Otherwise, that person's wasted their death mark.
Yeah.
And like Hanglei mentioned, you know, he doesn't think traditionalist is the way to go for him because it's a low firepower. And that might be the case. You know, if you're looking for a good tank that has a little more firepower, you know, maybe look at the Fenrir, or if that's, you know, not mobile enough for you, then look at the Invader. And I
Invader's good.
I did do a tank video comparing the different tanks, and you know, you guys can check that out on my channel. But yeah, always play, you know, robots that you like, and in a way that you enjoy, because it's a game. You got to have fun.
That's what I always say. I get bashed about my hover, of course, all the time. And as you know about my hover, right? Remember my hover the
I
other
do.
night?
Yep. You made it onto my live stream with your hover, and I was saying,
oh
oh
my
God,
God,
this annoying hover.
And then I get dropped in and I see you and your crew, and I'm like, oh no, it's Friday night, we're live. So I was kind of a little shaky, but I knew I was with a good team. And it was so funny, though, to hear you talking, listening to it after, about that irritating hover, and it's annoying me. I'm thinking, that's me. That was me.
Hover running Lockdown, Scourge, and Spark. It was pretty annoying.
I know. That's what I like to do. So I'm kind of keeping my hover there, no matter what people bash about the hover in champs. It's my strongest slot right now in my hangar, and I love it. I have fun with it, so I'm keeping it there no matter what people say.
Yeah, you have to. You do what you know. Do what you want to do. I mean, I have traded out bots that I thought, like, I'm not the best Aljune pilot, so I rotate it with my Strider because I love my Strider. But not everybody has the option to have everything in the game that they want. I think that's where some of the folks who don't want to spend any money do get frustrated too. So you have to use what you have to the best of its ability.
And I can tell you, once you start getting your hangar to a solid point, earning resources and even other weapons and focusing on other robots is so much easier. Once you can get your hangar up to a solid point where you can kind of, be like, all right, I got all my weapons up to like level 10 or level 12. My robots are all sitting at like level 9 or 10. You know, you're comfortable there. You're where you want to be in leagues, and then it's okay. You can then focus on building that robot you want, or that's something fun, for you in the workshop. And it's just so much easier once you can get to that point. So just don't give up.
Exactly. That's so good.
Also,
Go for it.
She keeps muting herself. I'm not sure why.
there's a reason. I'll tell you about that later. But one thing that I don't consult this very often, but for people who are struggling to know what to use or what to make in the workshop, isn't there a wiki or something, or however you pronounce it, that covers everything, ranges, DPS, I mean, just whatever. That's a really good resource for that.
War Robots wiki. There is, you could just Google War Robots wiki, and it's got all the weapons, all the robots, tells you, how much it costs to upgrade, tells you their damage output, range, all the stats. It's all there. So yeah, educate yourself. Whether it's through the wiki or watching YouTube videos, asking questions on, Facebook or Reddit.
We're friends. Yeah.
And I apologize. Studley had a question, but I inadvertently muted him in chat. So, do you want to take his question?
What is his question? I don't.
Go ahead. Ask. He can ask. Go ahead, Studley.
Wait.
Hold on. Looks like he's muted. Let me see if I could
I'm not. I do that accidentally occasionally.
Yeah, Can you try talking, Studley? I don't know if you can.
Yeah.
Okay, there, he's working now.
Point out. Got me now?
Yep.
I was just going to say how much damage you can get from shooting falcons. They run around a long time. If you can avoid them killing you and just keep shooting them, you get so much damage. It's amazing.
You can.
That's what I hear.
But it's also 66% less than your output, so be careful. You do have to shoot them for a long time for it to add up.
Oh, yeah.
What is the best bot out there to get for damage? Is it the invader to shoot at and get the most silver?
Oh, the fattest target? Yeah, right now the fattest target with the least damage resistance is the invader.
Okay, that's what I thought.
What about the Wayland?
Well, the Wayland can regenerate, but and that's if he's high enough level and he can keep up against some of the damage you're putting into him. Then the Wayland is also another juicy target. But as long as the invader's not jumping, or didn't jump 5 seconds ago, he doesn't have any damage resistance. So
okay.
And I know level 12 MK1 invader without any boosters or modules is sitting over 300,000 health. So it's pretty fat.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a ton of damage points for shooting invaders too.
Yeah, that's the one I always try.
Yeah.
See an invader, watch when when he's jumped or just finished jumping, and then try and shoot at him.
All right, and just trying to go over, see if there's any other Medloner. Yeah, definitely track your silver. Consider what workshop. Definitely kind of goes along. I recommend it. Plan your anger. Think about what you want, where you want to be.
Have a game plan and stick to it, kind of thing. I mean, that's the only way as a free-to-play player. You got to really resources what's coming in, what's going out, what you should do next, what don't waste time on. It's all learning, and that's the tips from all you guys through, like you say, the community and the stuff that gets posted, like this wiki thing that I haven't seen yet, which I will probably look. But just be knowledgeable about it all helps us get up there.
And Kristen, you tried posting the wiki link. Sorry about that.
It didn't work.
The chat's kind of set up here to avoid links, and that's just to protect the viewers. I don't to be getting a bunch of spam as far as, you know, people trying to spam you with products and a bunch of other things in there. So
that makes sense.
You know,
but I think everybody, if they're aware of it, now they'll go out and look for it. And...
Rage-ins don't have damage resistance, but they have a pretty big shield, which before shields didn't count, but now they actually do count for your silver payout damage. So that might, you know, be worth it now to, you know, make. I mean, they've always been a fat target, but as long as you can get through their shield. But okay, well, I think we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping it up. I think my dogs are definitely gonna end up getting a Bitmoji or a picture on the slideshow next time.
I think they should.
Oh, definitely. You definitely
sure,
should.
Chief. I totally agree.
But,
that would bring a smile to everybody's face.
And but you know, I do want to take first, you know, time to thank each one of the guests for taking time out of their Sunday evening to, or in your case, AD Gaming, your middle of the night.
Yes.
So
it's almost morning.
Well, almost. Yeah. So, but
just kidding.
Thank you guys for taking the time out to participate and be guests on the show, and thank you to all of the viewers who joined us and shared their thoughts and ideas and tips as well. Hopefully, you guys were. You know, anybody watching the show after it's reposted, you know, gets some benefit from it. But Jilly, Ben, AD Gaming, Artemis, thank you all very much.
Oh, thank you, Chief, for just doing what you do and allowing us to be on and talking with the community. I think that's the key to this successful game and all of us having fun is, and what you do is allows it to happen. We get out there and we talk, Chief. And people ask questions. Yeah, thanks, Chief.
No problem. And
keep up the good work.
You know, for you know, I have to plug my channel. Sorry, and ADs as well. You know, if you guys haven't yet subscribed to my channel or AD Gaming's channel, his channel is also linked in the video description. Please, you know, check them out, hit the subscribe button, and I think I had a couple of viewers recommending hitting the like button. That is also very helpful for YouTubers
like
as well.
Button.
So
and subscribe for sure. You guys give so much valuable information, whether it's information watching you guys fight, you know, all of it is so good to soak up and learn from. So everything you've done is awesome. That's why I fully support it. And I hope everybody that's come on here today is already subscribed and liked it.
But, you know, that is going to be it for the stream, guys. And
well, thank you, Chief.
Until I guess the next stream or video, I guess we will catch you guys later. Hopefully you have a safe upcoming week. Keep playing the game and having some fun. That's the biggest thing. Just have fun.
Later.
Yes.
Yeah.